Just 2 weeks into the semester, and more than 650 students at Iowa State University have tested positive for coronavirus. The outbreak is now spreading into the surrounding county. NBC News reporter Vaughn Hillyard joins us now from Ames, Iowa. Vaughn, good to see you. The infection rate on campus has more than doubled in just the past week. What exactly is happening there?
Exactly. If you just look at the percent positive rate, let's just go to the data here. The percent positive rate on the Iowa State campus here in Ames, Iowa, the very first week, it was 13%, Joe. The second week, it jumped all the way up to 28% positive rate, which is strikingly high. And that is where there are those real serious question marks about what way can the school year go forward. I just want to introduce to you Blake McGill. He's a sophomore here at the university, and I think you'll see exactly where he's at. He's in a quarantine dorm where he will have to be spending 10 days because he was in close proximity to somebody who had COVID here on campus. Take a listen.
I'd say classes are going really well. Iowa State's done a good job of making things very accessible for students that are either forced to or prefer to go full online. Moving forward, I think they have a lot of help opportunities and resources for us, for those that are doing all the online activity. And so I would really hope to see that continue for the rest of the semester so that we can all stay here and still get a taste of what normal college is usually like rather than send us all home again.
Blake was obviously a good sport with us there on day number 5 in quarantine, and the work of our great camera and audio team of Mike and Tim there, having the chance to talk to him. But what you're seeing right now is there's about 100 students like Blake that are currently in isolation or in quarantine, which is making this difficult for the university. There's already been more than 650 cases here on campus, and there is concern about to the extent to which it begins to percolate and goes outside of this campus. Ames is a college town, but if you look across Story County, Iowa here, where Ames is at, it is now a hot spot here in the country. Iowa has the highest per capita rate of cases right now, just behind South Dakota and North Dakota, Joe.
Yeah, and Vaughn, you mentioned that. We know universities are not in a bubble. Students work in the community, people in the community work at the college. So what is the worry in the community about this spreading beyond the college?
If anybody's gone around a college campus before, usually socializing is at the forefront, along with, of course, the educational side of things. And that's what makes it strikingly difficult, especially if you take into account freshmen that are coming onto campus. And I want to introduce you live to one of those right now, if we could. Gwen Costello, you're an animal science major. And tell me, you're a freshman. You moved down here from Wisconsin.
Yes.
What happened on your very first day?
I moved in on the 4th, and I got tested over at the Dateline Health Center, and I got notified that I tested positive for COVID-19 without having any contact with anyone who had been possibly even exposed to it.
Very first day, then what happened?
I got moved from Friley across campus to Linden, which is right behind us.
Which is right behind us over there.
Yes.
You were in isolation?
Yes.
How many days?
From the 4th to the 15th, so for 10 days.
You had a lot to think about in your first week and a half.
Yeah.
After that, you were released from isolation. Then what did you see on campus here?
Lots of partying and people not conforming to the social distancing rules that have been put in place by not only the campus but also obviously the CDC. And so when all of the cases began to spike, it tended to be because of the parties that those people were going to.
That had to have made you almost want to scream.
It was frustrating. At the same time, though, a lot of us are socially deprived teenagers after not having a senior year for us who were freshmen this year. And then to put us in a socially enriched zone and tell us to not socialize is pretty difficult, to say the least.
My sympathies are with you. What is your message now to students? And is it possible to have the rest of the school year go on in the way that it's attempted to go in this first month?
My message is wear a mask, because it's easy to put a mask on. It's one of the first things I do in the morning when I leave class, because I have very early classes. And so if you put a mask on, you're saving yourself and anyone else.
Have you seen a difference?
Yes. Well, yeah. I've seen that when people are wearing masks outside, it makes me personally feel safer, even though I can't get it for at least the 90-day period because I tested positive, so I have the antibodies. It makes me feel safer to be wearing a mask because in case I come into close contact with somebody who has it again, or I might possibly still have any symptoms, which I don't. But if anything were to happen in the future, it makes me feel safer, and it makes the people that I'm with also feel safer, I believe.
Gwen, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
the next couple of years are a little bit better than the start of this one here. Animal science major, freshman. Not only is it the educational side of things for these students, but these universities, Joe, the universities and government officials will tell you as well that the long-term concern here is also the financing of these educational institutions here. You know, that's why initially the Iowa State is having their first football game this Saturday, and they announced that 25,000 fans were going to be allowed in. But after much pushback, as Story County is now a hotspot, they have gone against that initial decision, and it's the athletic department that is saying that the university now finds itself in a $30 million deficit because of it. These are the tough conversations that not only students, as well as faculty, as well as these university officials are now grappling with.
Yeah, this pandemic is hitting college communities very hard. Vaughn, while we have you, I do want to ask you, is Iowa's governor or any state officials doing or saying anything about this outbreak that you're seeing around the university?
Governor Kim Reynolds, a Republican here, has been insistent that she is not going to implement a statewide mask mandate, but also she is not going to allow localities to enforce mask mandates, which has led to a lot of local officials that have been frustrated by that decision. Just this morning, I was talking with Dr. John Passion, who is the chair of the Story County Board of Health, and he said that localities, especially when a place like Story County now finds itself to be a hotspot, should have that ability to make their own decisions within their jurisdiction. And one of those is a mask mandate, which the governor right now has been resistant to allowing these localities to do.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.